I mentioned that problem of the day. Let's take a look and see where we are. We have an equation for us today. It says solve and check your solution for the equation 5x minus 24 plus 5x equals 2x minus 8. Solve and check. Let's take a look at this thing, see what's going to happen. Lots of just little bitty techniques. No parentheses in this one today, folks. You're going like, oh, thank goodness, we don't have to distribute. But we do have a few like terms lurking at us and thinking, what are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with those numbers? So on the left-hand side, where do we start? I'll tell you where we start. I see a 5x and I see another 5x, and somebody's saying, oh, there's a subtract right there. They're going to cancel, aren't they, Ernie? If we'd had a parenthesis, they would. If we'd had a parenthesis around 24 plus 5x with the minus, but we don't. So that plus goes with the 5x there. That is a positive 5x. We're going to combine them together because they're on the same side of the equals. If you were to draw a line right down the middle, you can get those two guys to go together as they are. Otherwise, we've got to change signs when they cross that equals. So right now, let's go ahead and put those together. We're going to pick up 10x minus 24, because, by the way, 5 plus 5 gives you 10. Just bring the x along for the right. It's not going x squared or anything like that. On the other side, we have 2x, and we're going to subtract 8. Already, it looks easier to me. It looks easier to all of you two guys, right? Now, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? I think I'd like to bring the 2x over to the left. Now, sometimes my students get real excited when they move 2x over to the left. And what happens is, well, the whole thing almost moved to the right, didn't it? What happens is we tend to add those. We don't want to do that. We need to subtract. We're going to subtract the 2x because we're removing it. We're taking it away, if you will. We're making this go to 0. That's the whole idea. We want those to cancel out. But if you do that to the right-hand side, we've got to take care of it on the left-hand side. So let's do the same thing. We'll say subtract 2x, da-de-da. And now things look a little bit smoother. I'm down to 8x minus 24 on the left. And on the right-hand side, like I said, we're going to say goodbye to those two x's, the 2 and the minus 2. They cancel out. You're left with now a negative 8. That subtract symbol becomes like a negative for us, all right? So we've got it. We've got it under control. We need to move 24 over. Now, remember a minute ago, when we moved the 2x, we subtracted because we had a positive 2x we wanted to get rid of. Here we have a negative 24, so we've got to do the opposite. We've got to do the opposite, which means we are going to add a positive 24. Now, we just put plus 24 because positive is understood with the 24. If we do it to the left-hand side, we must add it to the right-hand side. You hear me mention a lot of times those properties of equality. This would be where we add things to both sides. It's the addition property of equality. So let's use it and run with it. And I'm seeing good numbers. You say, really? I'm seeing great numbers. Get those 24s to cancel out. Life is good. We have 8x left on the left. Left on the left. I like that. And on the right-hand side, I've got 24 and a negative 8. That means we're going to subtract those two. Signs are different. Keep the sign of one biggest absolute value. That's going to be the positive. I'm getting 16 out of that, because that's what happens when you subtract 8 from 24, and you keep the sign the positive was bigger. Now, we have to do a little moment here. We got to divide to get to the final answer, because it says 8 times something equals to 16. 8 times something is 16. That's pretty easy if you know your multiplication facts. If you're not sure, you just think about, oh, we've got to divide 8 into 16. How many times will it go? Well, it's going to go 2. And notice it's a positive divided by positive, so we don't worry about signs here. Answer is going to be just simply positive 2. You say, well, Ernie, I like that. I do too. It kind of makes a world work here, right? So we put a smiley on that. Well, let's make sure that it works. So let's go back to the original equation. We're going to write it out right over here. Got room? Oh, yeah. 5x minus the 24 plus another 5x equals 2x minus 8. Now, I go back to the beginning equation. And the reason I go back to the beginning equation, it could be anywhere along here that I might make a mistake. We might make a mistake. I say we, I'm the ones doing it, but a lot of you are doing these at home. So again, as we work a problem through, there are always places, we call them careless mistakes. They're things that we wouldn't normally make, but in the heat of the moment, we just run right through it. And we forget, or we make a wrong sign, or we do little things. So let's check it out, make sure it works. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a 2 in everywhere I see an x. That's how we check. So let's put 5 times 2. We're going to subtract that 24, have 5 times 2. Over here we got 2 times 2, minus 8. A lot of x's going in there, 3 of them. 3 of them. And we put the same number in there because we're testing one solution, the one we got, one we hope works. So let's play it out. 5 times 2, you got that easy, that's 10, minus 24, plus 10. Over here I've got 2 times 2, which gives me 4, and then I will subtract the 8. Notice why I put that little parenthesis there. We multiply before we subtract, my friends. So we're going to do all those multiplications. That's our order of operations. People wonder, why do you do order of operations? Well, you know what order to do. You multiply before you subtract or you add, and because of that, my friends, that will give us the correct solution here. Got to remember those things. Some of those little things we think are so easy, and they are. They are. They make your math fun, but it's also a good way to check your answers. Speaking of which, let's put all these together. I got 10 minus 24 plus 10 on the left. I get a negative 4 from that. On the right, I've got 4, and I'm going to take away 8. Obviously, I'm in a negative direction. Some of you like to put that, add the opposite. See, there you go. You're going to subtract it because the signs are different. But this time, the negative has a larger absolute value. So we get a negative 4 on that side. By the way, the same thing would happen here. Had a negative 14 plus 10 gives us negative 4. The idea, though, is you do a quick either mental or no crime to write it on the paper or do it on the computer. But check it. Make sure it works. By golly, they do work. And that means x equals 2 is a good solution to this problem. So there you go, problem of the day today. Hope you've enjoyed working along with me there at home, wherever you are right now doing it. But that's our start.